So using AngularJS, we can implement single page applications. Okay, this is the main important core topic in AngularJS. So single page application means so we have the only one starting page, that is index.html page. Okay, so remaining parts of the web page will be uh, implemented in templates. Like for example, we can take this website, GoToMeeting website as example. So here header on part and content on part and footer on part, and in this content also this is one part. Okay, process meeting on part and the scheduling meeting on part. This is one part. So we can implement, we can divide the HTML into different components. Okay, so header one component, content one component, and footer one component. In the content, so this is one component and this is one component. So everything will be divided into separate parts of the components. So all components combined in the one page, that is index.html page. So every page in website displayed in the main index.html page only. So there is no separate pages for remaining parts of the application, like my meetings one page and settings one page, and here we can take my account to admin center. So all these things are different pages of the application. So but when you click on the particular link, the particular template will be displayed in the index.html page only. Okay, the total entire page will not refresh, only particular template is loaded into the index.html page. So that we can provide the routing for the our application to display the templates in index.html page, main page. Okay, so when you click on admin center, the admin center template will be loaded in main index.html page only. Okay, page will not refresh, enter page will not refresh, only particular part of the content only refresh. If you click on my account, the only particular content will be refreshed only, not the entire page. So we can provide the link routing for the links when we are implementing single page application. For example, create one application folder like sample app. Okay, sample application. So open this folder in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is our application folder. So there is no files in this our folder, right? So now I'm explaining single page application. So with the ng routing directly. So first of all, we have to create index page, index.html page. The HTML page. Next we have to use the ng. First of all, call the library. Okay, AngularJS library. Okay, and after that create the application name using ng app directive, my app, and controller say my controller. So you can give any name here, okay, in my app or my controller. And next we want to implement a single page application like with menus, home. um, okay, here the menus, or application menus, home, products, services, and locations. So you can take this HTML code. Okay, this is our HTML code. This is the routing menus, home, products, service, and locations. And we can use CSS classes for the menus. Already we implemented in CSS menus in navigations. So we can use these classes. Okay, so first of all run this page. Okay, this is our application menu. So next, uh, home menu, courses menu, gallery, and contact us. So this is our application menu. So when you click on home menu, we want to show the home content only. So when you click on Java course, we have to show the Java content only. Okay, when you click on .NET or PHP, the particular content we have to show. So after that, use one div directive and div element and with ng view directive. So ng view directive is used to display the templates in the main index.html page. Okay, so this is the part to show the templates. So when you click on home, the home template will be displayed in this using ng view directive. When you click on java.net, so the particular content will be shown in ng view directive. So this is our index.html form main page. And next, now we have to uh, implement ng app directive and controller for the application. So we have to create the module for the application app.js. So create var my sample app angular.module my app dot square bracket, and after that using my sample app dot controller my controller comma function. In this function we have to give the scope to call scope variables and scope functions. in the view. Okay, we created a module for the application, and after that, so create one folder for components or we can call as templates or components. Okay, templates. So in this templates folder, create folder templates. Okay, temps. In this folder, we can create one new file. So this is for home.html. This is home template. So when you click on home menu, the only home content will be displayed in ngview directive, not the total home.html page. So just we have to we can use HTML as a template language to create the components or to implement the components. So you don't use total HTML tag, just use only HTML elements to implement the templates. So like a paragraph, okay, or h1 tags, div tags. Use only HTML elements. Don't use body tag or header tag or HTML tag, anything. Templates, use HTML language to create the templates only. This is home page. Okay, and also you can create one div tag, sample content. Okay, like this, use only HTML elements to implement components, templates. Here, for example, if you use HTML tag, so this browser will treat as this form also HTML page. So total HTML form will be displayed in the ngview directory. So that's why no need to use this total HTML tag or body tag. So already in index.html we have body tag and header tag. Okay, body tag and header tag, HTML tag is there. Just we have to show the content of the home page. So that's why use only HTML elements to create home content. And like this, in courses, Java, java.html. Use h1 tag. This is Java content. Okay, and like this, .NET, .NET.html, h1 tag. This is .NET content. Next, gallery and contactors. Gallery.html, h1 tag. Gallery page, and next contactors. H1 tag. So this is contact details. So sample simple uh, single page application should be like this. First of all, index.html page and app.js file and a templates folder. So all templates is stored in temps folder, and we have to provide the routing for the application. So once you run this application, okay, we have to show the Java content here and the home content here and gallery and contact us here. So to provide the routing for the application, so along with the AngularJS library, so we have to call another library, that is AngularRoot.js. So after angular.min.js file, we have to call this AngularRoot.js file. So this is the AngularRoot.js file. This allows us to provide the routing for the application. So once you run this library in browser, you can see here ng-root module. So this is the module for this .js file. Okay, this is also one Angular root file. So this file contains routing functionality. Okay, uh, routing functionalities for the single page application. So using this library, we can provide routing for the application. So use this module to use all these functionalities in our application. So copy this ng-root directive. Here paste here. Okay, so this square bracket is used for call the third party modules. Okay, this is actually third party module. Okay, this is another module. So to call another modules in our application, use this square bracket and use the module name in square brackets. And after that, we have to configure the routing to our application. My sample app dot config config root provider comma function root provider dollar root provider dot when. So when we are in home page, okay, when we are in home page, we have to show the home template. Home template means this is home page and sample content. Template URL. In this template URL, home template is in temps folder, home.html, and we can give the separate controller for the template. Controller home controller comma title for the HTML page. Home, same as dot when we are in Java link, so we have to show the Java template. We can observe here in template URL U caps. Okay, check the capitalization. Temps folder, java.html page, comma, controller, Java controller, and page title, Java course. Again, when we are in .NET, comma, template URL, temps folder, .NET.html form, next controller, .NET controller, title, .NET course. Again, when we are in gallery, so we have to show the gallery template. In temps folder, gallery.html, gallery controller, comma, page title, when we are in contact us, dot template, temps folder, contact us.html form. Controller, contact controller, title, contact us. Again, when, not when, dot otherwise, otherwise, template URL, home, temps slash home.html form, and finally semicolon. Okay, this is the configuration for the application. So first of all, when you run the form, when you run the application, so the starting point, we are in home page. So when we are in home page, it will show the home.html template and the index.html form. So when you click on Java link, so take the Java URL and display the Java template only. Okay, like this remaining links also. So actually this one is not displaying because so we have to run this application through localhost. So open this application in Visual Studio. So already I have the Visual Studio with IDE. So not Visual Studio Code. So use Visual Studio IDE. Otherwise I will tell you the another. Yeah, I will include this one also. After Angular root script source app.js and close this one. So open this application in Visual Studio. So this is our application. So directly run the form here. So view in browser. So this application running from localhost. Okay, localhost 2275 sample app index.html page. So now here showing this is home page and the sample content. Okay, so home page content is showing. So when you click on Java, Java content is not showing because so we have to provide the link uh, for the menu. This is home page and this is hash hash Java and .NET. So there is no PHP and gallery and contact us. You can see this is Java content. Okay, slash for .NET this is .NET content. For gallery page, contact us, contact details page. Okay, total HTML form is not refreshing. Only the particular part of the content is refreshing and display the content in the index.html form only. So this is single page application. So only index.html form is there, and the remaining parts of the application will be stored in templates. Okay, we have to implement the remaining parts of the application using templates. So based on the link, the template is displayed on the index.html page using ngview directive. So go to inspect, and you can see here in ngview directive classngscope added, and this is the Java content. Okay, only one h1 tag is there in Java content. Okay, add one more div tag, Java course, Java course details. So refresh this, and you can see Java course details. Okay, now h1 tag and div tag is there. So go to gallery. So gallery, only the particular part is refreshing, not the total HTML page. So this single page application supports MVC framework, and you can divide the application into different parts of the application like model, view, and controller. So this is actually view. Okay, HTML pages are views, and this is the controller, and the model we have to implement services and factories. So we have to interact with the database in model, and after that here page name showing localhost 2275 sample app, like it is showing like this. But we can show the title like this. So we can define the title also here. Use this sample code to display the page title. Okay, so my sample app dot run method in predefined run method. So root scope nothing but total HTML page. So this is the main method of scope. So we can use this my title for title tag. Use ng bind directive to bind this my title. So page title. So now you can see contact us. Okay, home, say Java course, .NET, gallery, so like this. So this is the sample code to change the page title. So this is ng root directive. So ng root to enable URL routing to our application. Ng root module supports URL management. So we have to include angular root.js file to set up routing for the application. Next, ng style directive. So ng style nothing but a style attribute in HTML. Okay, but in HTML style attribute, we can specify the CSS properties. In in AngularJS, ng style directive is used to bind the styles dynamically. For example, here I want to bind the style from the controller. Okay, for Java details course, use ng style directive, ng style directive, background color. So use single quotes. So background color, we can bind background color here, bg color. So this is the variable name. So we can bind this variable name in controller. So copy this variable name. So this is for java.html page template. So for this java.html, separate controller is there. So we have to implement this controller. My sample app dot controller java controller comma function scope. So use scope dot bg color equal to red color. Okay. So this red color is bind to this background color. So run this application. So go to Java. Style is not applied. One error is there. So we have to give this double doses. Okay. So background color is red color is applied to the div tag. Okay. And this style background color bg color. So this variable is bind from controller. Okay. Dynamically we can bind the CSS styles also using ng style directive. So otherwise directly we can call we can apply CSS styles using ng style directive, background color, so red color, otherwise blue color. Okay. So directly we can apply like this, and also we can bind the dynamic styles from controller like this. So create the variable and apply the styles to the variable. Next, ng show and ng hide directives. So for example, this hide and show directive is nothing but a hide and show methods in jQuery. So ng show directive shows or hides the given HTML elements based on the expression provided. So ng hide attribute also shows or hides the given HTML based on the expression provided. In java.html form, we can take one button, input, type equal to button, ng click equal to hide function, and value equal to hide div, and close the button. So we can take ng show and ng hide directives. Okay, first of all ng show directive. So we can use ng show directive for div type. Ng show equal to my flag. So if my flag is false, the div tag will not display. If my flag is true, the div tag will be displayed on the web page. Scope dot my flag equal to true. Okay, so when you click on hide button, hide function, scope dot my flag equal to not scope dot my flag. Okay, so opposite value is applied to the my flag. If my flag is here, my flag value true, then it apply false. Okay, now div tag is hidden. Okay, div tag is there, but ng hide class is applied. Okay, ng scope ng hide using ng show directive. Internally ng hide class is applied. So CSS style display none property is applied internally, so that div tag is not displaying on the browser. So instead of using ng show, we can use ng hide. So now it is false. Okay, click on this one. So same ng hide and ng show. So just display the elements and hide the elements. So we can take one more button, input type equal to button, and ng click equal to hide function same, and value equal to show div. So when you click on hide button, div tag is hide, and when you click on show button, div tag will show. Ng hide my flag. Hide and show. Okay. So this is the code to hide and show the elements. Next, nghref ng source directives. nghref means href attribute for the anchor tag. So to dynamically create URLs from a property in scope, use nghref directive. So actually we have to create uh, anchor tags like this in HTML. So Google link you can take href equal to https www.google.com. Okay, so we have to using href directive we can give the URLs like this, but sometimes we have to we want to bind the links, okay, dynamically. In that scenario we can use ng href directive. So we can use Google URL. So we can bind this variable in controller. Scope that Google URL equal to https www.google.com, and we can give target equal to blank, so it will display a new tab. Okay, Google link here, click on this link. So Google website is open in another new tab. So that like this we can bind the dynamic URLs. So we have to give the create the variable and bind this variable from controller. Okay, using scope we can call uh, scope variables and scope functions. So these are all ng disable directive, okay, and the check directive, read only, okay, to provide the read only option for the content we can use ng read only directive. AngularJS read only directive is used to make DOM elements read only. So use read only directive and equal to true, so that the content is only read only. Next, ng selected directive. So this selected directive is used for selected to get the selected value from the drop-down list. Okay, AngularJS ng selected directory is used to make selected option in select element. For example, copy this one. So use this my status. So drop down list. Okay, this is actually select element. So the select element contains status types. Okay, active, inactive. Okay, available, busy, offline, and ideal. So we can make them selector value using this make selected property. Okay, so this is a drop down list, available, ideal. So this is actually status types. So we are binding the status types to the drop down list using ng options at directive. In this ng options directive, my status, this variable contains all the status. So from this my status variable, applying id and name to the drop down list, and this make selected variable is for selected value, by default selected value. For example, if you want to available, use 1. So this will be selected available. Okay, available is a selected value by default, and port offline. Okay, offline is a default selected value. So make selected is bind from controller to ng module directive. So these are all not no need to explain this directives: ng copy, ng paste, ng controller, ng cut. The ng copy directive allows you to specify custom behavior on copy event. Okay, when you copy the content, this directive will be executed. When you paste the content, this directive. When you cut the content, this directive will be executed. So these are all only just functions. Okay, copy function and paste function and cut function. Okay, ng copy equal to copy function, ng cut equal to cut function, ng paste function. So these functions will be executed. Next, ng init directive. ng init directive is used to initialize the values. Okay, default values. For example, um, here I want to display the contact details. Okay, like the company name. So this is called expression. Okay, the expressions also works like ng bind directive. Okay, expressions, we can specify the expressions using double braces. Okay, so AngularJS expressions. AngularJS expressions are written inside double braces. Okay, so this is the expression. So this expression works like ng bind directive. So AngularJS expressions binds data to HTML the same way as ng bind directive. So no need to use ng bind directly. Directly we can use double braces, okay, double flower brackets to bind the value. So this is also nothing but scope variable. So instead of using ng bind directive, we can use expression. So these expressions also works like ng bind directive. So to bind the data to the HTML elements. AngularJS will output data exactly where the expression is written. So just use double braces to specify the expression. And to initialize the values, company name and website. Okay, website. So just we can initialize the values like this. Scope.init equal to function scope dot company name equal to services and scope dot website equal to www.services.com. Okay, we can call this init method in the contact page, right? Use one directive div tag. So between this starting tag and ending tag, so we can use this here and use ng init directive equal to init function. Okay, so call this init function, and this init function is in contact us controller. Okay, this is separate controller is there. In any order we can write the code in AngularJS. My sample app dot controller contact controller comma function scope and call the function here. So directly this function is executed when you run the contact template and apply the values to these variables. So open this contact us. Now you can see services and website http services.com. Okay. So to initialize the default values, we can use ng init directive and bind the values like this. So init method directly execute this method when you run the template. Okay. And tomorrow we can continue with the remaining topic like filters in AngularJS, and after that directives, custom directives, and dependency injection.